inquiry made to the state attorney's office,
Right.
and the court has been made aware of the inquiry, but it hasn't reached the level of the court conducting a hearing. But the court could conduct a hearing even on its own motion. So.
Okay.
All right.
So let's so you know where I'm at with this.
Okay.
So tell me about attorney fees. Jose Baez keeps on saying that it's, and I think his spokesperson even said that the judge said it's no one's business, attorney fees, but where the source of the attorney fees are, and that it's private, and he doesn't have to disclose that. It's no one's business. Can you explain what?
Sure.
The court has jurisdiction over attorney fees, don't they?
Absolutely. The court has jurisdiction over attorney's fees. The Florida Bar has an interest in attorney's fees also. But from the legal standpoint, if the state attorney's office or the court has been made aware that there's an issue of who's paying the attorney's fees, the court has the right to conduct an inquiry with Mr. Baez as to how much he's getting paid and who is paying those attorney's fees. That would be a private hearing, probably not open to the public. And the purpose of the inquiry would be to make sure that if someone other than the client is paying the fees, that the person or entity or whoever is paying the attorney's fees, that there is no conflict between the person that's paying the attorney's fees and the lawyer's representation of the client. It's to make sure that the lawyer is handling the case in the client's best interest and not considering the interest of who's paying the attorney's fees.
Why would there be an issue, per se? I mean, I guess this is obviously not with just this case, but with any case. Why is there, if a third party is paying for the fees?
Sure. The inquiry into attorney's fees originated in the federal system, and it originated in drug cases, and it's called a Nebbia hearing. And the hearing is conducted to find out who's paying the attorney's fees, because in those types of cases, oftentimes the head of some drug cartel would be paying the attorney's fees for a mule or a lesser member of that cartel in order to make sure that the person didn't cut a deal with the government, end up testifying against that person, number one. And number two, to determine whether the source of the money was legitimate and not proceeds from some criminal enterprise. In this particular case, certainly the court would want to ascertain that Mr. Baez is free from any conflict, such as is he receiving money from a potential writing of a book or making of a movie or some documentary, and that because that's the source of the money, that raises some conflict of interest on his part. So the court would want to know who's paying the money, how's it being paid, to make sure certainly that it's not a contingent fee. In other words, you're going to get this much money if you go to trial. You're not going to get any money if you don't go to trial. You're going to get this much money if she's acquitted, or you're not going to get money if she's found guilty. And then to discuss that with the client and make sure that the client is aware the source of the attorney's fees are coming from.
And a judge would do an inquiry for this because it would present issues at the pen. Right, go ahead.
The judge would want to make sure that there is no issue, because should there be a conviction in this case, you certainly wouldn't want the case to be reversed on the basis that, Casey, Anthony raises that, my lawyer was being paid by someone else, and his interests were adverse to mine, and I believe he handled the case in a manner that was more beneficial to who was paying the attorney's fees as it was to me. So it certainly would alleviate any potential appellate issue if in fact there was a conviction. Because understand that a conviction in this case is really just round one in the proceedings, because there obviously is the right to appeal, and there's also the issue of competency of counsel once the normal appellate remedies have been satisfied.
Let's start from the beginning on this thing. So, we were told that a complaint was made to the state attorney's office, and we know that the court is aware of the allegations. What could happen now with the judge? What could the judge do?
I would expect, since the complaint has been made, that the court, out of an abundance of caution, will conduct an in-camera, which means a hearing where the defendant is present, defense counsel is present, the state is present, the public is excluded, and determine, all right, let's dispel whether there's an issue or not, and if we do identify an issue, let's rectify it, and let's clear it with the client to make sure that there is no later issue on that matter.
Now, if there is an issue, the judge